Hey guys, how's it going? Rubik's Master here, and today we got word of a new update coming, and I personally love it, though I see how some people could have a problem with it. But let's just jump into this and talk through it. I'm not going to read the entire little quip they have about it. If you want to see it, you just go to your main menu right here. You click on the little megaphone to the right of your mission objectives. It pulls it up here, and you click on New Equipment System. So, how equipment has worked in the past is you have to get that equipment. Like looking here, let's just say I think it's like a V12 turbo engine you see in the top left corner that makes your Rhino go super fast. To make your Rhino go super fast, you have to get that specific equipment card. And that's it. Like you just have to get that. And if the piece of equipment doesn't transfer to other units, tough. Like the Merkava also has a speed upgrade, but it is a different type of engine speed upgrade. So there's two completely different types of crit cards or equipment cards that both do the same thing in two separate units that you have to get separately. Basically, what they're doing now is they're creating a combined equipment system. So it's basically going to work like vehicle commons. If you have, let's just say your heavy vehicles, they all have an armor slot. You could any kind of tank you use, it has a boost armor equipment slot. So now instead of having um, a bunch of different armor upgrade slots, like even stuff outside the tanks have that, it's just going to be one. So if you want to upgrade your armor on a unit, you just collect, like, there will be armor common cards. And you just collect enough armor common cards, and you choose which vehicle you want to upgrade the common armor cards. And this is so weird to say. It is a little convoluted. Let's get on here. So, on the surface, that's awesome because we know that, especially in the initial units in the game, there was a lot of repetition. Like, let's say you went PKs, Humvees, and Strikers. They all do basically the same thing. They all have basically the same equipment slots, even though they may be called different things. Now it's easier for you to upgrade equipment on a lower level unit, and it carries over to your higher level unit. And that makes sense on a broad scale, but then you get to kind of unique vehicles, like the Zeus. The Zeus is a unique vehicle, the Whirlwind is a unique vehicle, the Panseer is a unique vehicle. We're getting to where there's a lot of unique vehicles. And when we get down here, there was just one interesting thing. Where was it? Where was it? Okay, here we go. Not all units will move to a shared equipment system. Some units, like the BM-30, are unique in their power model and therefore may not fit into the shared equipment system. So there is a lot of, hearsay, whatever. This is all open to interpretation until we see how it's actually going to pan out. So the first thing I thought when I saw this announcement in general was that, it kind of seems like they're taking a more sensible approach to it, because before it seemed like they were really trying to gouge you for every penny. Because if you had to get all the crits for all your units and then you upgrade 15 levels, all those units are obsolete and you have to start the process all over again. That's just ludicrous. It's one of the main things that has stopped me from really being able to progress that much, is because I haven't been able to strive to get tons of specific crit cards. And it's held me back. I mean, it's very much held me back. But that's kind of that joy is kind of abated, because now it's not like you'll be able to get a unit from an event and automatically have a ton of equipment for it. Sure, maybe you'll already have some shared equipment, but when you get these unique vehicles, which we've basically been getting one every event, you're going to have like low level shared equipment. Like, yeah, your speed may be increased a little bit, your armor may be increased, but the things that really matter, like added guns, or modifications to your weapon system, you're still going to have to grind those out. And the only place you're going to be able to get those is more than likely going to be from the event shop. So that's not going away anytime soon. You're still going to have, you're more than likely, again, this is all speculation, you're more than likely still going to have to grind during an event to get crit cards for that awesome new vehicle. That has not changed at all. Equipment now provide greater customization, blah, blah, blah. It also sounds, I don't think they said it specifically, but it sounds like they're going to be adding more customization options, which would be kind of cool, especially for older vehicles like the Abrams and even to an extent the Merkava, because they're just kind of old hat. They do what they do, and they aren't really interesting, but if you could add different types of shells, make them do more damage to different things, that'd be kind of interesting to see. All right, it is an ongoing process. It's not like this whole thing is going to drop at one time. It is going to be over time. So, maybe heavy vehicles, especially the tank types, seem like a really good place to start, a place where very little damage could actually happen. So maybe they'll start there. We believe this system overhaul means greater opportunities for equipment creation by our design team, unit customization by our players, and a smoother transition between units that will create more varied types of gameplay for everyone. I agree with this statement. The more vehicles they came out with that required specific types of crit cards that, maybe were similar to other types, but they needed a little bit more customization, it kind of threw too much in the pool. Like, if you have 10 different types of equipment that you need to choose from, and you have to narrow it down to 2 or 3 that you're really going to get, that's one thing. But we're at the point now where I haven't counted, but I'm willing to bet we have close to or over 100 different types of equipment, counting all the marks, that we have to try and get. And each one is its own individual thing that you have to get that specific type. And that's just ridiculous. There's too much to sort through. It allows too much for wasting your time developing one unit, only to have it made obsolete later. A perfect example of this is the Zeus. The Zeus came in as an absolute powerhouse. People were dying to get all the equipment for it to make it the go-to. Fill your platoon with only Zeuses and wreck bases. And I'd imagine some people spent a lot of money, like actual money, trying to make their Zeuses as powerful as possible. And now Zeuses in the upper levels are just obsolete. They're useful, but they're not anywhere near as good as they used to be. They don't warrant the money that was probably spent on them. And I have seen some people talking about this update saying it's going to ruin them. And again, I could see how that could happen. People have a platoon that works for them. Again, maybe they spent real world money making that platoon as good as it's supposed to be. And now, because of the new introduction of common equipment, it's going to mess up their balance a little bit, because it's not going to be a one-for-one swap. So when a unit switches over to the new system, it's going to maybe gain or lose different types of equipment slots. They aren't going to actually match up exactly like they used to. So basically what they said up here somewhere, I'm not going to bother finding it, but they said that their transition is in percentage. So let's say you're upgrading the Zeus, and your overall percentage of all the equipment for the Zeus is 50%. But let's say that 25% of that total production is in, one or two specific things. It doesn't matter. When the unit gets updated, it's going to evenly split your 50% total upgrade across all available equipment slots. So it's going to make you weaker in some areas and stronger in others. And for some people, their attack strategies, this could really screw them up. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll change that as it's coming. Seems kind of like a weird broad stroke thing to do, but we'll have to wait and see. Personally, I'm excited. I think this update in general makes the intricate game concepts more available to the average player that doesn't want to spend a boatload of money or doesn't want to grind an 1800 point base for 2 days straight. That would be me. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Is this going to ruin you, or is this going to help you out? I'd imagine the general consensus is going to be that higher level players aren't going to like it as much. It's going to throw a major wrench in the works, but lower level players are going to love it. They're going to have tons of time to adapt, and it's going to make them stronger in general than they are right now, and it's going to help them grow faster than they previously have had to. One final note, and I'll be done rambling. There was a time when crit cards were super easy to get by grinding strongholds. You could grind strongholds. Well, if you go check some of the first videos on my channel, they were stronghold grinding videos. And most strongholds could be completely destroyed by a platoon of cobras and take minimal damage. So crits were super easy to get. I had maxed out Abrams at like, I mean, I don't want to lie here, but I'm pretty sure it was like right around level 30, maybe a little higher. I don't know. I don't remember. That was a long time ago for me. But now I have people that I see that are higher level than I am and don't have maxed Abrams. Like maybe they'll even be using level 6 or 7 Abrams. It's so weird to see. And that's an example of something happened with me that that I have an advantage over people that started the game later. However, my being so late in the game now, I could see with this new system, someone just starting the game out could have the potential to be way more powerful by the time they reach my level than I am now. And is kind of a slowdown for higher levels and a speed up for lower levels. But in the end, over, over the months, it'll gradually even out to be kind of fair again. So let me end this video before I completely just lose my ability to speak. Let me know what you guys think about this update, and until next time, y'all have an awesome day.